lemon chiffon cake. I went ahead and started my French meringue. You've made a French meringue before, common meringue. I took my French egg whites, it was 8 egg whites, 8 egg yolks. I cracked them, I separated them. I took my whites, I let them come all the way up the side of the bowl before I ever added my sugar, and then I added my sugar very low and slow. So I'm going to take it from here, and we're going to put this lemon chiffon cake together. So I've made a beautiful meringue. Beautiful. It looks beautiful. And it is what goes in at the end of making our lemon chiffon base. So what I want to be able to do is get my meringue made ahead of time, because you have one mixer, 2 bowls. So this is exactly how I would do it. There we are. And then I'm going to put the rest of the ingredients in and paddle them up together. I have sifted my dry ingredients all together. There's one component of sugar, and the second one is part of your meringue. Zest, part of your meringue, and the other is part of the cake, so it gets in there. This in here. These lids are just crazy tough. And this one has oil on it. Okay, it makes it that much more difficult. I've got to learn before. Oh, I got it. Woo, that was touch and go. Alright, so I'm going to paddle this up and get this incorporated and really get my eggs broken up. What we're then going to do is put a base together. We're going to add this flour. Turn that down a little bit. I'm going to start adding my sifted dry ingredients. This is a chiffon cake. Chiffon cake's base has oil in it. With a little bit of chemical leavener, but that meringue's gonna help us a lot. I want to make a nice, cohesive, emulsified base. I don't want any lumps, so I'm going to take it slow by incorporating my dry ingredients into the wet, and then I'm going to finish by folding. Folding, like I said, is taking a little bit heavier product and lightening it like we're going to do with the meringue. There we go. There we are. Picking up quite a bit of dust here. And I'm just going to go there. Woo, there we go. There it is. I get it all. Don't waste any of it. There. So I'm paddling around nice. It looks really good. I'm going to stop and scrape it because I can. Right? It's important to me. Keep it down. I have some flour on the sides. I don't want that to go to waste. This is the kind of cake when we made the lemon coconut, that once you get it in the oven, so once you mix it, once you get that meringue folded in it, how did I do it there? It has to go in the oven. This is the cake. You have to be very careful with loading it in the oven. Okay, because you load it in the oven, and you bang that door, you bang the shelf, you bang somebody else's cakes next to you, they will drop, and they will not be happy with you. So take great care. So there, I come together very nicely. I have a real nice base. I'm going to show you what I'm looking for. So it's nice and pretty. Almost looks like a pound cake batter right there, but I'm going to finish up by folding in this beautiful French meringue. Everything on there. Your zest sometimes would love to stay on your paddles. I'm going to come in here and re-scrape it, make sure I get everything that's on the sides. I scrape my middle really well. I did before, I'm going to go in and get some meringue and just get it in there and lighten the product up to start. I guess I'd even say stir it to start. And the rest of that product I'm going to fold in it. Same as we did with the lemon coconut cakes, I'm going to I'm going to paper line my pans, but I'm not going to pan coat them. I want them to stick because I'll get a higher rise out of them. And that's what we're going for. Alright, so that's how I've started. Now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to fold in all the rest of this meringue. Oops. Firing it everywhere here. Come here. Alright, we're going to fold. And I don't want any white showing when it's ready. And you have to be quick. Get it out of that spatula. heavy part of the cake is at the bottom, and so I'm coming in and folding up to the top, bringing that heavier cake batter that's at the bottom all the way in, and flipping my spatula over, getting that meringue to be a part of all of it. These aren't cakes you want to bang. If anyone's ever taught you to bang your cake once your cake batter's in there, just knock that off, okay? We want to make sure that we keep all the air. We've gone to all this trouble to create all this air. We certainly don't want to bang it out. I have two, like I said, cake pans, 8 inches, paper lined. I don't want them pan coated. I'm going to come in and separate my cake batter between these two cake pans, and I'm going to load this in the rotating oven. I do it a little bit higher because this is a cake and we're at a little bit higher altitude. It does better at 365. And I'm going to show you what they look like when they're done and what we're looking for. The lemon chiffon cakes have risen, baked all the way through, and are ready to come out of the oven. I want to show you what to look for. We're not going to skewer these. We certainly don't want to let any of the height and the beauty of the cake that we've created, and sticking a skewer in the middle is not exactly what I would want to do with it. So we're going to bounce it and see what we're looking for so that you know when a cake is done, whether it be wherever you are. And if you have 50 cakes in the oven, you've got to know when your cake is done. So here they come. They've browned on the top. They've risen up the sides. I'm going to pull these out, and I'm going to double check them. I never pull a cake out without testing it. You can see when I take it, I'm going to bring it up nice and close so you can see what I'm talking about. Here we go. I'm going to go to the side. It springs back. I'm not going to come away from the sides of the cake pan because it's not pan coated, but you can see when I bounce it, it's just set and ready to go and perfect. We're going to let them cool down. We're going to run a paring knife around the edge, unseal them from the side of the cake. You can see they rose up beautifully. They smell really good. This is going to be the foundation for our lemon chiffon cakes. We're going to finish with an Italian lemon meringue butter.